Talking Ohio State football with Steve Hellwagon. You can join him on 247 Sports and also bucknuts.com, breaking down the Cotton Bowl against USC, a game in which there will be athletes all over the field. And Steve, I want to draw attention to the running back position because although we see the two quarterbacks featured on all the ABC and ESPN promos, Barrett and Darnold, those are the guys that get the headlines and are promoted out front and center. I think this might be the best running back matchup of the bowl season, with J.K. Dobbins, of course, having a sensational freshman campaign. And I've long since thought Ronald Jones was maybe a bit underrated, but one of the more explosive and talented backs in all of college football.
I agree. Ronald Jones, what I've seen of him, he's durable. He just churns and churns out the yardage. He had nearly 1,500 yards for USC. And a lot of people think, well, it's a great passing offense. Really, I think in college football in particular, one feeds off of the other. If you can throw the ball, that's going to be able to help your ability to run it. And obviously, Ohio State, that's their bread and butter, is the power running game out of the spread formation. They run the zone read out of the spread formation with a single back most times. And J.T. Barrett makes a read and either gives it to the running back or keeps it himself. Barrett is quite an effective runner in and of himself, and he usually gets 10 to 15 carries a game. For Ohio State, you're talking about J.K. Dobbins, the true freshman. Very interesting story from LaGrange, Texas. Last year, he was a highly rated recruit. He only played a few plays in the very first game of his senior season in high school before he suffered a knee injury and was out for the rest of the season. He enrolled at Ohio State, participated in some spring drills, and nobody really believed he was going to be the starter for Ohio State with Mike Weber coming back. But Mike Weber had a hamstring injury that really didn't get completely healed till about 2/3 through the season. So Dobbins started all 13 games and has set an Ohio State freshman rushing record with right around 1,300 yards for the year, and just done a bang-up job. I mean, he's put himself as a freshman alongside Mike Weber, who was a 1,000-yard rusher last year as a redshirt freshman, and two other true freshmen, the Maurice Clarett, who went over the 1,000-yard mark. They're the only ones in Ohio State's history. Archie Griffin played as a freshman but didn't get 1,000 yards back in '72. So that'll tell you the kind of company Dobbins has put himself in. And I think he's only scratching the surface of what he can do. I mean, if you watch the Big Ten championship game, he pulls away on two long runs and gets tracked down from behind inside the 10-yard line both times. But he is going to be an electrifying threat for the Buckeyes for the next couple of seasons, it would seem.